I like Lil Will starting.
You're welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob Podcast. As y'all see, we have a guest on tonight. But before we get into that, shout out to Chris, CJ, getting married. Y'all saw we posted it in Hawaii right now, probably making Chris Jr. So shout out to him. Make sure that y'all subscribe, follow, continue liking, follow, posting, all that good stuff, sharing it, everything like that. But tonight I'm joined by, of course, Miles, smooth operator, left-handed Davenport. How you doing tonight? I know we kind of got you feeling tight earlier talking about the Knicks before the show. So how you feeling?
Future is bright. I don't care about that Knicks talk y'all talking about. It's cool.
Of course, real consistent, often here, Mr. Greg, hot takes, debate your mother, Unity legend, high school coach. Man got many hats that he wears. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm excited to watch the Hawks knock the Bucks out. But I'm good, man. Like I'm chilling right now. My was tight though.
And of course, I guess we are joined by the A&R at CrxssRoadsMusic, Christian. I don't want to say your name wrong. Breeden.
Yeah.
Christian Breeden is
in
Miles
though, but today I'm Christian because there's a Miles here. Stole my name.
I stole your name.
Yeah, but I'm gonna let you have it because it's your show. But after this, I'm taking that back.
Taking that back.
All right, so you're A&R, right?
Yes,
For the people, what is an A&R? What does an A&R do? What does that entail?
Okay, so an A&R really is it stands for artist and repertoire. I was gonna throw some. But artist and repertoire. So pretty much you're kind of the artist's right hand man. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to all the ideas of songs and music videos, pretty much have a say in all that. Like right here it says creative director. It's pretty much the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing.
Right off the bat.
I knew I wasn't gonna lie.
I'm working though. I caught myself. But nah, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, we just create projects together. We create so from the heart, volume 2. I had a big say and I had a big input, and that's pretty much what all the artists within the team like. So it's helping them grow, helping them groom, and just understanding them. So that's really what I do. I'm for the artists. I'm for the creatives, man.
So was this something that you always planned, always wanted to do growing up, or is it something that you transitioned into
Yeah, it definitely wasn't nothing that planned. I didn't even know what A&R was until college. Like right before I became an A&R. Okay, like I used to make music. My goal in life was, I'm gonna become a rapper before I gotta go to college. I failed miserably. So I went to college, was following this little PR route, you know what I'm saying? And then, now hit me, it was like, you want to manage this dude named Chris Patrick? And I was like, I don't really like locals, but let's do it. Because I did hear my man's put me on, Marcus put me on Chris Patrick a little bit before that. And I was kind of messing with him. And then we just took it on and just started making music, started making greatness. And he's killing right now.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Patrick.
Great guy.
Hopefully one day we get him on the show. Definitely somebody that's blowing up. Your inspiration when it comes to this, like, who do you look up to? Are there any people in the business that you watch or try to take advice from to perfect your craft?
So I'm a big Lenny S fan. People probably don't know who Lenny S is, but Lenny S is like, he came up with Jay-Z, he came up with Diddy, came up with all of them, and now he manages and helps work with DJ Khaled. Like, he's just one person who just makes things happen. He just makes amazing hits, and just one of those type of people who just able to move around and have an influence on everybody and every culture. Like, he works with Kevin Hart's company, like all that. So I just pay attention to how he moves, how he holds himself, and I kind of work my way like that. And there's other A&Rs and stuff that I think are cool, like AE and certain people like that. But Lenny S, I'm a big Lenny S guy. Yeah.
So I know you're a sports guy. I know you play ball.
Very nice.
If you had to, in a sense, compare, if you had to compare, in a sense, your role, your job, your expertise as an A&R to somebody in sports, who would you compare it to?
That's a great question. I didn't even expect these great questions. Yeah, y'all doing the damn thing. So I'll probably say like I'm like a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually use a lot of my point guard skills in this music. It's like knowing personnel, so I know how to talk to people. I know how to get my point across. Like I don't, a lot of people come off as kind of stuck in who they are. So it's like this is how I always come, no matter who I talk to. Rather me, I know how to adjust. I always know how to be myself, but I know how to adjust to who they are. So I just pay attention to their personnel, and it helps way more than just hey, do this because of this. Nah, I know how to talk to people. So
Yeah, relationships is a major key. Communication is a major key.
Network.
Exactly. And you mentioned perfect transition.
Mhm.
Your role is basically like a point guard, right? So obviously we were talking about it before. I'm gonna just ask this question before we even talk about the Hawks and their season and how everything is going.
Oh,
Would you put Trae Young as one of the top 5 point guards in the league?
see now,
That's tough. That's tough.
it's not tough, but this is what I'm saying. I saw Nile came on the show, and you asked him the same question. You guys didn't even consider Trae Young. So to answer your question, absolutely. I don't even think you can't name 5 better point guards right now. It's impossible. If you are, you're trying too hard, way too hard. It's impossible. He's killing.
Miles, you think he's a top 5 point guard?
He's a Knicks fan, guys.
What does that have to do with anything?
It matters. It matters.
It doesn't matter.
You try to spit on my boy.
I didn't personally. That's New Yorkers in a nutshell, right there.
But that's your fan base. That's y'all. That's your hood.
That's a community.
It's your community.
So I think with how he's playing so far this year, especially in the playoffs where a lot of playoffs, what you do in the playoffs really matters.
Of course. I don't even know if it matters. It just gets on the bigger stage. Like he's been doing this. There's no difference. It's just on the biggest stage. So
I think playoffs matters a little bit.
Nah, it matters, of course. But I'm saying it's not like like people are saying like, yo, he's top 5 now because what he's done in the playoffs. Nah, it's the same game.
I think people are going with that perspective because something like Greg always says, when you playing playoff and winning basketball, it's a different animal. You could play, like we've seen some players that play really good on that 12 for 85 team get moved to a championship caliber team and they struggle.
You want to see a good example of that is Aaron Gordon with the Nuggets.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
But they threw him in the middle of the season. That's pretty hard.
Yeah, but he can't. You forgot how to shoot.
I mean, it's difficult to get his spots though.
Yeah.
Like the offense is different. He was struggling shooting in Orlando, but he could do whatever he want. Now, if you put him into a whole different offense, I don't know how to get to my shot.
Yeah, he was doing whatever the heck he wanted in Orlando. You came there, it was like, yo, whatever Nicola say, that's what you do.
Yeah,
so, completely different. So right now, right, for y'all that's watching, when y'all see this, we are watching the game live. Atlanta is down 7-16.
We're gonna be all right.
For you, right? Whether they win the series or not, has this been a successful season?
Oh my God. I was telling like I didn't even want to go this far. Like I wanted, Trae works very well off the underdog status. So I was like, all right, let's lose damn near first round. But once I saw he was playing the Knicks, you know what I mean? It was pretty much a walk in the park. But Philly, I didn't even think it was gonna be Philly. Like for real. Like I was betting against my own team. Like I didn't even understand how we was gonna be Philly. But it's just nice. Like Trae is really that dude. He's even better than what I thought. And I'm a Trae fanatic, but like he's better than what I thought, for real.
I agree.
So to answer your question, I mean, like we way ahead of schedule. It's amazing.
So there's a question for everybody. Y'all can talk about it. Suns won. They in the finals. Who is a better matchup for the Suns? We already know Chris answers Atlanta. Greg, Miles, who's the better matchup?
It would have to be Atlanta. I mean, if Giannis isn't going to play,
A better matchup? You mean like what? Like it gives the Suns an advantage?
Gives the Suns a
no.
Like who would the Suns be favored against, or
no? Who the Suns would actually have a series against?
I think both teams would give them a series. I mean, I think was more fun
It's the Hawks.
is the Hawks by a mile. I don't want to see the Bucks ever. I don't want to see them again. I don't want to see them ever again. They're not fun to watch. I don't. There's nothing remotely entertaining about watching the Hawks play. And when your superstar player is boring to watch, like your team probably gonna be boring to watch. I don't have a lot of fun watching Giannis play. I don't know about y'all. He plays like a shark. I don't really. The dude he just trying to run through people. Like he just plays with no type of. There's no like skill. Like he had a move the other day where he had a spin move and then he had a nice little up and under layup. That was the best thing I ever seen him do in his career. Yeah. Most skilled thing.
Dang, you really be maxing in his career.
Bro, I ain't seen him do nothing like
his
that.
best move really is the spin.
That's
his best move.
Honestly, no cap, that's his only move.
Yeah.
That's where you could see a lot of people are able to get the offensive charge on them. They know one or two things is happening. They're going straight through or that spin move coming.
The only way you have fun watching Giannis play basketball is if you're a casual.
Yeah.
If you're a casual, you don't mind it. Oh, he's big and tall. He can dunk.
From Greece.
Oh, yeah, because because he's
honestly, I think for me, I think the Hawks give the Suns the best chance of it's not going to be, depending on Trae Young's health, it's not going to be a sweep. It's not going to be 5. It's not going to be 6. I think you see Milwaukee in there. Honestly, just because we do the show, I'll watch it, but I have no desire to watch it. And I don't think Milwaukee would give Phoenix any trouble with Giannis healthy. Yeah. Chris Middleton is too up and down, bro.
Yeah. I mean, with Giannis healthy, they're gonna give him a little bit of trouble. I'll say Suns in 6, maybe 7 if Giannis healthy. So if Giannis not playing or even just remotely not 100%, it's over. It's 4 or 5, 10-minute sweep if anything.
Let me ask y'all a question I asked in the group chat yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Is Paul George and Chris Middleton the same tier to y'all?
Yes.
Miles doesn't seem to agree. Yo, mind you, if Paul George wasn't Paul George, they win the series.
But he's carried teams before. We've never seen.
Are we talking about right now or career?
No, I'm talking about right now.
We're talking about right now.
Because I'm talking about right now because if Paul George wasn't so up and down in that last series, they'd be in the finals right now. He missed it's a difference of made and missed free throws, bro. That's why we're not talking. That's why they're not still playing right now.
Complete sidebar, right? Complete sidebar, because you mentioned that. When it comes to these free throws, how you feel about Luka? Because Luka struggles from the free throw line also.
He'll make up for it though.
Yeah, Luka's just way better than Paul George.
He'll make up for it.
It's not.
It's like Bron. Like he gonna make up for it.
Right.
So now, when you say same tier, what tier do you have him at?
I have him in like that. Whatever tier Chris Middleton in, because Chris Middleton not like a superstar. He's a star. He's a
star. All right, so yeah, I'll say I agree with you. Then they're the same tier.
He's a star.
Same tier.
Chris Middleton's a star that no one really gets nailed.
Who would you rather have though? Who would you rather have at this point in his career?
You're gonna say Chris
No, I would not. No, I'm not.
I'm gonna say
I'd rather have Paul George. Right. I'd rather have Paul George easily, but I don't know. I think Chris Middleton performs better in the playoffs.
They're both
up and down.
Up until this year, you hadn't really done much. Middleton in the playoffs.
If I need a second option, I'm taking PG.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
If I need a main option, probably still taking PG. Yeah, I might take PG.
PG's better than him. That's not the question. The question is, are they on the same tier? Because I don't think it's a conversation anyone thought they'd be having about Paul George at any point. We always thought Paul George would be like in the LeBron conversation. Like, all right, let's not go crazy. I never thought that. But I'm saying like he would be on the outskirts of that conversation. He'd be like, oh, he's top 15 player in the NBA. Like,
I think because people saw at an early age the success he had, it gave the hope and the potential. Like, all right, maybe one day, like them series in Indiana where they was going at it with Bron, maybe one day he'll be in that conversation. Injuries happen, and obviously we've had this discussion on here. We think also mental aspect is key with Paul George and why the success sometimes is not consistent and is lacking. Outside of that, you feel me? Like, who's to say he don't get injured, had that gruesome injury, he don't stay on that same path? Because you can't tell me, we've talked about it, you can't tell me him going we talk about, oh, he don't go to the lane enough.
Yeah.
You can't tell me subconsciously still that don't mess with him having that type of gruesome injury. Speaking of, still talking about recapping his Clip Sun series, right? One of the players that did play well out of that series was Reggie Jackson. Now,
I like Reggie.
I've seen a lot of different viewpoints on this because he is coming up to be a free agent. How much money do you think Reggie Jackson's going to get this summer? Some people have said the max, which I think is...
I don't know who would say that.
Wait, somebody said the max?
So I was going through Bleacher Report, SportsCenter, ESPN, and it's people in the comments, some people that are sports analysts like, pay that man, give him the max. How much money you think Reggie Jackson gets this upcoming summer?
Like you said on IG, like 10 to 15 mil a year.
Yeah. And 15's a little high.
I think 15 is a little high too. I think he had a good playoff run.
Where was this all year? It's not consistent enough. I don't know, man. He obviously did it in the biggest moment, and he should be rewarded for that. But I'm not paying that guy 100 million. I mean, 100 plus for Reggie Jackson.
Nah, he's
What's
31.
Stupid enough to do that. I mean, maybe the Orlando Magic or some random team like that.
And he's also 31 also. So with that being a factor,
with the point guards coming out in this draft too, we're gonna pay Reggie Jackson that much? That don't make any sense.
Do you think he stays? You think he stays with the Clippers?
Yeah, for what? Can they not pay him? Is there a cap situation there? Because if I don't see if there
It
isn't,
all depends on if Kawhi picks up that option.
I think Kawhi will surprise us all. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do neither.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
He ain't going to the Knicks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would welcome that. I would welcome that.
Yo.
Hey
Just want to throw that out there.
You going to the Knicks?
I ain't going to no Knicks.
He
ain't going to no Knicks.
All right. Miles be getting it every episode. Chris on don't even know. Greg be bringing it up every episode.
No, they must have got the
It's too
Patrick Ewing camp or something. I don't know.
They're not
I'm not going to Patrick Ewing.
Patrick. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yo, it's two things that constantly is on the show. Daniel Jones.
Sucks.
Damn, he's a Jets fan, by the way. He's a Jets fan, by the way.
Yeah,
so you guys have something in common.
I thought this was a basketball
fan?
podcast.
He's a Jets fan.
Is this a basketball podcast?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an everything podcast.
Hey, I'll get up and leave if we talking football. That ain't happening.
Because he knows y'all suck.
No, it's not much to talk about. It's just,
thank you.
it becomes a little difficult.
What are we gonna talk about?
Gotta
Corey
wait
Davis?
until the season starts. What?
We gonna talk about Corey
I ain't
Davis?
gonna lie, I'm a little optimistic of our quarterback though.
Oh,
What is going on, brother?
Yeah, this is bad.
he turned in the
It's not
honors.
bad. We're good.
This is bad.
We're good.
So
Disrespected them.
with the Hawks, right? So in regards of the future,
Yeah.
you mentioned it earlier, and nobody was able to obviously hear because we weren't recording. But
Oh shit.
do you think you mentioned like you don't know if they'll be getting back to this championship level if they don't win this year? It is their best opportunity to win. What do you think then is the future for Atlanta? Are you doing you think y'all should do any moves in free agency, try to get into draft conversation?
I mean, realistically, we're not gonna be able to keep Kevin Hurt and DeAndre and Cam Reddish. It's impossible.
Well, maybe
But-
Cam Reddish because he has.
I mean, we're gonna keep one of them. We're gonna keep one of them.
It's gonna be DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, hopefully. I like Cam. I like all of them. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Whoever they pick, I'm not really mad at because they're all good two-way players. I'm not really tripping over that. But it's gonna become a free agent thing. We need a good free agent. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't even be mad if we got PG on this team. I really wouldn't. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
Paul George?
That's the only PG.
Yeah, I don't know any other
we
PGs.
know.
Also, isn't he's like a supermax with the Clippers?
It would have to be a trade, but
Yeah,
they got pieces to trade.
we got
so-
pieces to trade for sure. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but like that's so then why not get in on the and this doesn't make a lot of sense, but why not get in on the Dame sweepstakes then?
saying? No. For
What?
Why?
We got Trae Young. Why?
What do you
why
mean?
all that?
I don't mind having playing with 2 point guards. I don't mind it.
Wait, hold on.
Who in Atlanta is going to complain about having Damian Lillard?
No.
Hold on. You
Trae
think that
Young.
would work? Dame
Young
and
would
Trae,
complain.
you think that would work?
That make no sense.
I think you'd be bombing threes from all over the place. It would be a lot
No.
of fun.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. Great. Do you think that would actually work?
I don't know that it would work. I don't know. If you keep the wing defenders, it might.
It's not working.
He thinking like he playing 2K. That's what he thinking.
Yeah, who's coming up? Like, are they both starting? Like, what's
They
going
would
on?
have to start. What do you mean? There's no way.
I don't want.
There's no way. There's no way.
I don't want
And if
6'3" guys. Sorry.
you don't damn well train out 6'3".
Even worse. Even worse. I don't want my 2 to be 6'3".
I don't know. I'm just messing around with it, but
appealing.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know what. I really say all this to say, what are y'all gonna go do? Get DeMar DeRozan? Like, what's the free agent?
I'm not mad at DeMar DeRozan. I'm not. I'm cool with PG. I'm cool with like players within that caliber. DeMar DeRozan, I'm cool with that. I'm not.
I think DeMar's likely to be.
Figure something out. I want MPJ. I want certain players like that, like who can just, when it comes to the second option, be a solidified second option. Right now, it's like who's gonna play the second option. You know what I'm saying? And we pick our days.
They don't have them.
John Collins, I guess, but he's more.
I'll say Bogey, if anything. Bogey's just been hurt, but Bogey's a killer. So I love Bogey, but I just need a solidified second option.
Kevin Huerter looks like a librarian.
Wow, so that's what we're gonna go to.
I ain't gonna lie, Kevin Huerter.
God, Brooke is trying to do.
He looks like a librarian.
Kevin Huerter.
So, are you paying attention to any of the draft prospects coming up?
Yeah, I'm a high school basketball fan. I love all them shit. Love all them things.
What pick do you guys have?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Miles, they got different problems than you guys do. He don't got to worry about his pick.
That wasn't the question, though. It's like
I don't care about no pick and one, boy. I don't care about
who about the draft, but
I'm slightly an OKC fan. I was an OKC fan before I was an Atlanta fan. It's not like I traded off, but I was always a Trae fan, and then I just fell in love with the team. But I'm still an OKC fan. We got number 6. I want to get Sharif Cooper. I think Sharif and
at number 6.
At 6 though.
Yeah. Who would you pick before?
Before
all the hot guys are 5 players. After that, it starts to drop off.
So is Shea not the guard of the future? He's not a PG?
I mean, he can be. I like him at a 2.
They need a 2 though.
I like him at a 2.
I think he could play 1, but I'm just saying
they can switch off on 1. It don't matter. But
play 2.
I like somebody we can invest in long term. I think Sharif Cooper is one of them guys.
I like Kamanga.
But he's not dropping the 6.
You don't think so?
No,
I don't think so either.
How?
I don't think so either.
How does that sound?
We're gonna get deeper into that. Who do you think is going number 1? Cade.
It's that boy.
Jay's the best player I've seen in a minute, by the way.
We're gonna talk about it.
It's been a while.
We gonna
Zion.
Word.
I'm not. Zion obviously is a different case because I think Zion's peak's gonna be crazy, but it's not gonna be long. So that's my thing. I'd rather have Cade because of that.
I can respect that.
I can't or I can't.
I said I can respect
that.
Yeah. I'm a big Scotty Barnes guy too.
Word.
I like his energy, and that's what they got projected to go to us. But I don't want Scotty. I want somebody that we can invest.
Guys,
and if my boy Sharif is really 6'4",
I don't know.
6'3". They said 6'3".
6'3", 7/5. That's 6'4".
So
he really 6'4".
So he's gonna skyrocket up the boards then, because he's not up in the top 10
he's
right
like
now.
top 20, top 15 right now.
That's what I want though. Like if y'all seen his workout,
but y'all got like 4 first round picks. So
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll take Jim.
We got like number 17 and all that BS.
He should be there at 17.
I'll take Book Knight over him. From UConn. I'll take Book Knight over him from UConn.
No, I'm not investing in that boy long term.
Oh, you're crazy.
I'm not.
He's like Zach LaVine all over again.
Relax.
Come on now. Come on.
What do you mean? You want him on the Knicks?
So I do, but I didn't say he's like Zach LaVine.
What do you think his ceiling is then?
I'm not doing that no more.
What do you mean I'm not doing that? Oh, because you were wrong about RJ Barrett. That's why it makes sense.
No, it's not at all.
Yo, what do you think about RJ Barrett, Chris?
What do I think? What's there to feel? That boy's trash. Sheesh, he's trash.
Oh man,
no, he's trash though. And I just don't understand his game. I don't know what his strong points are.
Yo, for real though,
I don't know anything. Like he's just a lefty. That's all I know. And he can hit a corner shot if he's wide open.
Oh my god!
But yo, for real though.
Before we get you out of here on this episode right here, right? So, couple questions.
I'm having fun.
Hey, if you want to stay longer for the whole episode, you can. You can rock out with us. I was just trying to be respectful to your time. So,
Oh, no, I drove an hour. I'm trying to chill out.
all right. So we transition and then let's talk about this. We talk about the drafting. All right.
Mhm.
So NBA draft combine happened. We mentioned some of the things, the measurements and stuff that came out. What were some of y'all biggest takeaways? What was some of y'all biggest things, biggest players that impressed y'all from this draft combine?
Quentin Grimes from Houston.
It was good.
You saw him?
The boy looked good.
Yeah, I was really impressed with him. I was impressed with him from the games in the combine and everything like that. Another guy I was impressed with too was Josh Christopher. Yeah, like you think he's like one of them all hype guys, but he's really like that.
His jump shot though.
But he makes it though at a decent enough clip. I don't know if it'll translate to the NBA. I don't know.
It didn't look that good in the workouts though.
What about Quentin Grimes impress you from his play?
Shot making.
Playmaking too.
Playmaking. Yeah, his game's mad mature. Like he plays like a guy who's been, and he obviously has. He went to Kansas. He was one of the top high school players. Went to Kansas. Didn't work out. He didn't play a ton. And he goes to Houston, goes back home, and they go on that Final Four run. His game is matured so much. So he's already a pro. I don't know where he's going to go in the draft, but I think he should easily go top in the top
Miles,
30, first round.
Your takes, draft combine. What were some of your biggest takeaways? Who impressed you?
Trae Mann from Florida. That's my guy. I think he should go top 20 now after the combine, showing how he can shoot, and everybody knows he can play make too already. So that's one of my sleepers coming in. And then Sharif Cooper. I mean, the biggest thing was the height. So once that came out that he was 6'3", then people jocking him now. So we'll see if that shoots him up a little bit.
Why do people still worry about the height with these guys though? I wouldn't even worry about height anymore with the way basketball's played.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's a plus.
Yeah,
it's a plus. But look at Isaiah Thomas. Yeah. What's the main reason why he's not back in the league? Don't nobody want nobody 5'9". Yeah. That you're a defensive liability at the end of the day. Yeah. That's the other thing. Like it's not like back in the day, some of the shorter point guards where they was stocky, and it's like, all right, you could hold your own. 5'9". If they thought he was 5'10", 5'11", it's great. He could score. He got a lot of potential playmaking. But do you want that on your team? And especially if you trying to pick him higher, as Christian was just alluding to, that's somebody that you trying to build in for your future. Do you want that as one of your main pieces in your future as somebody that's not above 6 feet? We've seen it time and time again. More than likely, no. Yeah, look at Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson, no matter he dropped 40, he had that great series with Chicago that time in the playoffs. D Rose is out. He helped them go deep in the playoffs. What happened next season? He was right here on the bench mob with us.
I wish. That'd be cool.
I would have loved to have Nate on, but
he be hosting complex shows now.
The height, it still does matter to a lot of NBA scouts, a lot of NBA teams.
That's right. I think Sharif's good enough to where like I don't really worry as much about it. He's good. He's a great playmaker. I think he's gonna be a fantastic on offense for a team. Yeah, like he's gonna conduct your basketball team, but he's also gonna give buckets too. He's what you want in your modern day point guard. I think he'd be really, really good. No matter where he goes, he's gonna find a spot in the NBA and stick. He's not going back to college. He didn't play most of this year, right? He only played a quarter of the season.
Yeah, he already declared. That's it. He's not going back.
Yeah, he knows. And NBA teams have expressed that they probably are very interested in him because they see what I see. They got to, bro. Like that kid is too good to not be in the NBA.
Yeah, we gotta just stop overthinking. I feel like that happens a lot. Like I feel like they overthought on Trae. Like, he led the league in points and assists. Like,
how'd they overthink? He still went top 5 though.
Yeah, but people were scared. He was supposed to drop, and then the Atlanta Hawks really just like, man, we're gonna buy him.
Didn't Ayton go over him?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people went over him.
No, okay.
Marvin Bagley went over him.
So you think they're not overthinking if Marvin Bagley went over him? Come on now. Yeah. Could you imagine if they had them both? Like the leverage you have, you get two guys at that level. You can just trade. The Kings are never gonna get a free agent. If you get a guy who can actually trade off one day and get something for it, I'm not saying Trae Young goes there and I think if Trae Young goes there, he's Trae Young anywhere. I really do think that. I think he's just that good. But it obviously wouldn't be the same. Like I don't know. What did the Kings do? If you're
Hold
Kings,
up. So lottery teams now are picking guys to develop to trade off. That's what they're doing now.
It's not a dumb tactic. You're not getting a free agent to come there. There's no surefire way for you to get.
I think it depends on the team, as he's mentioned. Sacramento, nobody's going to Sacramento. Nobody's going to Portland. Nobody's going to OKC.
There's too many teams like that though. Orlando.
Yeah, nobody's willingly going there. Nobody's willingly going to these teams. And even
so the draft's even more important. Huh? The draft's even more important now. If you don't get guys in free agency, you need those draft picks to hit.
Yeah, but I think if you can trade off like some good valuable pieces, like for example, you said the other day that Houston should take Evan Mobley, or like something like that, right? I think you were big on Evan Mobley. You like him a lot, and he's very good. He's very good. You should be big on him. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Because you don't think Jalen Green and Kevin Porter would.
Oh, I think you take Jalen Green. I don't care if you're another two guard. You take Jalen Green. You even. He's just the better player. And this is a game that's dominated by guards. You take Jalen Green, you worry about that problem later. That's it. And one of these guys, you could play Kevin Porter hypothetically at point guard for the large stretches of the game. He's a good passer.
But then you look at the Cavs, who back-to-back, they took Colin Sexton and then took Darius Garland. So what are they going to do now?
It's reports. Speaking of that, Sexton's about to be out of there anyhow. He's on the trade market.
Okay, but
he's a bad teammate.
Yeah,
that's the rumor out there. All right, fine.
The rumor that came out was that all his rookie year he needed people to be like, give him a pat on the back, like Colin, good job, Colin.
But I don't think they didn't work though. I think for the first half of the season they was rolling.
I think Darius Garland.
Cleveland wasn't looking bad in the first of the season.
I like Darius Garland a lot. I've always been a big Darius Garland fan. You know this.
Yeah, I think he's a baller.
He is. He's tough.
I'm gonna throw out these three.
I thought you should have been a Nick, but that's a whole different conversation.
Bro, this is just turned into the next spot.
I thought you should have been a Nick.
I'm about to throw out three names, right? And y'all tell me what the biggest headline was from the Combine. We got Keon Johnson from University of Tennessee. If y'all didn't know, he broke the record for the max vertical leap with 48 inches. Scotty Barnes, Florida State. Wingspan 7'3" at 6'8". Jericho Sims from Texas, 6'10", 250 pounds, 44.5-inch vert, and had the 8th fastest sprint for this year's class. Which is the biggest headline out of those three?
What about Bones Highland, who was balling in the?
I think it's
Oh yeah, we could talk about that, but I gave three names. But people don't follow the rules. I just gave three names just for the.
That was the most impressive one to me.
For the purpose of it, I just gave the three names.
I was gonna say Scotty Barnes, 7'3" wingspan.
Yeah, I'll take Scotty too.
Because his defensive ability is gonna be crazy. He can be switch on anybody.
Wait, let me just bring it right back, right? So you said Bones, right? So I think I asked like 5 minutes ago what was the most impressive things from the Combine. You didn't.
I didn't write it down. I didn't get the docket.
You didn't mention them.
I didn't get the docket. So how am I supposed to be prepared?
All right. So between those three, though, Keon, Scotty, Jericho Sims.
Definitely Scotty. I mean, I feel like everything he's been doing. Forget about the size. If he gets a jump shot, it's over.
His jumper was looking good.
It was looking good. Yeah. So that was the main knock on him. Yeah, he's a little raw, but I mean, most 19-year-olds are.
That's how you should want them, though.
Yeah,
a little raw that you can tighten up, but he got a lot of energy. He's over here talking every shot, like, oh, that's good. Like they say, once he walked in the gym, he was talking. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of player you want.
He should go like top 4, but we'll see.
He's not going top 4. Over who?
I think somebody too that with the names mentioned that his stock is going to go up though. Jericho Sims, because 6'10", 250 pounds with a 44.5-inch vert.
That's impressive.
A lot of people for the athleticism, they say he's super raw. Yeah. He's projected as a second-round pick, but they're saying probably he might move up to late first round with just off the athleticism aspect. Yeah. Flag on the play segment. First one for Chris, just so you know how this goes. Flag on the play. We're going to give a story. We're going to give something that happened in the news. It's accepts or declines. So if anybody on here accepts it, we talk about it. If it's declined, we keep it pushing. Okay. First one, Scottie Pippen Says the opportunity given to Tony Kukoc for that game-winning shot was racially based and called Phil Jackson a racist. Accept or decline?
I'm declining.
He declined. No one wants to accept that.
Mm-mm.
You can accept it. Fine.
I mean, I don't know how to make sense of what he's. I don't know how to make sense of what Scotty said. I'm not
That's
gonna
what I'm
say.
saying.
Yeah, I don't.
Because where did that come from?
I mess with Phil. That's my guy.
Oh, yo, I don't know why Scotty talking hot.
Phil was off the psychedelics.
I think
You can't
Scotty.
be racist off the psychedelics.
I think Scotty. PR stunt type vibes.
Yeah.
He been trying to kill.
I mean, you
I
look-
don't know.
he
He
look
was trying to
crazy.
sell his book.
Yo,
He looked like he'd been in the
Oh, he
house
got a
for a
book?
while.
Yeah, he got a book.
you got a book,
Yeah.
so
That's
that's
so
why.
corny though.
He's got a book.
Why make it so obvious? Like why?
Is
You
he-
see what
yeah,
you
I don't know
doing?
what's going on with his hair. It looked like he was trying for the Jay-Z look and something just messed up.
failed miserably.
Boy, he's a cornball. He need to worry about his wife.
Well,
Yeah.
Am I allowed to
Chill.
say that?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No,
of course,
you're
of course.
good,
Yeah.
but we.
Come on, man. Am I allowed to say that?
He ain't coming on here.
I know that. I think that's really what's going on. Outside of the book coming out, that man going through a lot, bro.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying. You just-
Larsa out in these streets.
He looking
bruh.
like Will Smith.
Where he can't even enjoy Future.
Yeah, now that sucks to not be able to enjoy it. Him and Michael B in a real tough spot right now.
They said, "Nah, I ain't gonna go
Michael
into
B.
that."
What happened to Michael B?
You know he dating
Glory.
Yeah, I know that.
she
He
dated
can't listen.
Future.
He
I know
can't-
that, but I thought you went back to Future for a second when you
Nah,
said
he
that.
can't listen.
No.
He can't
Yeah,
listen.
yeah,
She
he
can't,
can't.
he can't listen to Future.
Yeah, that's true. He can't.
It's not happening. Where do you go if you can't listen to Future? That's another topic. I'm sorry.
Future is
Nah,
Future's
I
like
mean,
that.
think about it with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
They said at Seahawks camp, turn that
Russell
off.
Wilson wasn't the kind of guy to listen to Future before this, anyways.
He's a cornball.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter.
Not a fan.
Russell Wilson listened to Lecrae. Oh, the Lecrae.
Hey, chill.
Word, word. That's not fair.
He said that like Tone wasn't going to.
It didn't hit anything.
I'm not saying Lecrae not. I'm not saying Lecrae not tough. I'm just saying you listening to Lecrae. I'm keeping it in a butt. Am I wrong?
You said it like
Team Andy Mineo. Second one. Dennis Schroeder has came out and said he needs at least $100 million,
What's he doing?
at least, to stay with the Lakers or go to any other team. He won at least $100 million.
Who? Dennis Schroeder?
Dennis Schroeder, accept or decline?
I mean, except because he should have taken the deal when they gave it to him at 84 mil. He's not getting 100 mil from the Lakers, and I don't know who's giving him 100 mil. Period.
He's not gonna be a Laker.
Reggie Jackson might get more money than him.
I think something that he's trying to do though. I think it's psychological with him. I'm gonna say I want $100 million. I know I missed out on the other contract, so if I could get a little bit more than that, I don't think in his right mind he thinks he's getting $100 million.
He's not getting $80 million now.
I mean,
I think somebody will give him at least what he was offered or more. It's like you go into a meeting and you sitting there, you like, all right, how much you want? I'm gonna start off high. I want $200 million for the Bench Mob podcast.
Yeah.
And let's go from there.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably doing that. That's what I think. There's no way in the world you could think after the season you had, you're a career, you're a 33% three-point shooter. You only shot your career high was 38%, and that was when? With OKC backing up CP3, which he had issues with when he was there. Everywhere he's gone, he has an issue with his role. So you're not considered a good teammate. You're not considered a good player because you got an issue because you think you should start. And you think you're better than what you are, which is cool. Everybody got their own mindset of what they think they worth. That's great. If you think you're worth that, cool. But you're not getting $100 million. And I'm hoping that he's not literally thinking that, because if so, that dye has gone to the brain cells on everything. If he get $100 million, what's Reggie Jackson getting there?
Nah, Reggie Jackson.
Yeah,
I don't know that Reggie Jackson's better than him.
I don't know if he's better than him, but Reggie Jackson has performed better than him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
better. Yeah, but I don't think he's a better player. I don't know. Reggie's weird.
You're a GM. Who would you pay this summer?
I trust Dennis more.
Oh,
Dennis' defensive intensity is impressive. I mean, even at his worst,
This is like a Spider-Man meme. Like,
yeah, they just do different stuff. Like Reggie will shoot anything. He's unconscious. Like he doesn't really have a conscious when he plays.
I hate his
But
shot
I've seen
selection.
Dennis do that too.
Yeah.
Though.
I
I've seen
can't
Dennis go
stand-
crazy, bro.
Dennis can play.
I can't stand both their shot
But
selection.
but Dennis gets to his spots though. Dennis gets to his spots. Reggie doesn't have spots. He shoots from anywhere. He doesn't care. That's the difference. I'd rather have Dennis. Yeah, you know what? I talked myself into it. I'm good. Dennis.
Who would you rather pay?
I mean, you'd be able to pay Reggie less. So, I mean, if I'm a GM and you penny pinching, then I'd rather take Reggie. Because at least you could spot start him if your point guard's hurt, but he'd most likely come off the bench. If you're paying Dennis, you're paying him to start. And I don't know. He didn't play like a starter in the playoffs this year. So.
Man, Dennis like my 8th man on my team.
Jeez.
Bro,
Was
I
he
watched
6 man a year?
Yeah.
Nah, he was.
No, he was runner up.
runner up, but he played on the CP3. So I think we saw the real Dennis.
Yeah.
He's a starter on a championship aspiration team, and you ain't show up. And you had the shots. The shots could have been yours. You could have averaged. You could have did the same thing. In my opinion, he was in the same position of Reggie Jackson, where he could have went and averaged 22 in the series if he wanted to, because the shots were there. Anthony Davis, he was in and out of the lineup, injuries and everything like that, fixing the unibrow. So there were extra shots there. He just didn't perform.
Yeah, he weak.
Next one, right? We know NCAA, big news.
Tough.
Players now can make money off of their likeness. They can make money while playing. So this isn't really even an accept or decline. I wasn't able to send it to you. So we're going to let Miles and Greg go first because they had time to think about it. Who are the top 5 athletes that come to mind that would have benefited from this rule or would benefit it from now? So even if it's a current player, a past player, like one player I'm going to throw out there. Deion Sanders would have made bizank if they had this rule during then. But Miles, go ahead, start off 5 plays that come to your mind that would actually benefit the most from this rule.
I mean, I saw it on Twitter. I mean, Reggie Bush definitely would have, like, he was one of my favorite players back then. And I'm sure most people growing up my age wanted to be like Reggie Bush, playing in the backyard or at school. So I think he would have done well for himself. I think the Fab Five, they definitely would have benefited from this rule too, like Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, all those guys who took benefits and they took away some of the accolades that Michigan had back then. I think they would have benefited from it too, because they brought swag to basketball back then. They brought the baggy shorts, the talking trash,
Black socks.
Yeah, they brought all of that. Who else? I mean, of course, Johnny Manziel. He was real active when he was out there. He was a wild boy. So I think that given a chance,
He would have had a couple Budweiser commercials.
yeah, for sure. Hopefully, he wouldn't have blown it with some DUIs, but he definitely would have got something.
I don't think that would have mattered for Johnny. He would have played next Saturday after that.
That's my guy.
Yeah. And then, I mean, LaMelo Ball, definitely. I mean, if he would have gone to college, I mean, he was already bigger than some pros playing overseas in Australia. Like, his dad knew what he was doing.
What? He would have
made bank.
LeVar Ball would have made sure.
Mm-hmm.
And in all honesty, they probably would have. Somebody would have drafted me. They would have just took them all together. Like he would have made a business move, and then a college team would have banked in, and they would have just made bank together. UCLA would have did that.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your 5th one? That was 4.
I mean, King James, of course. If he would have gone to college, that's a given, though. Like he would have been God in college. Melo was big, but I think LeBron James, he was already big, driving Hummers, FaceTime, Jesus, talking to Jay-Z.
Greg, give me your 5.
I'm gonna go from a more current perspective because I could go down the list of like former guys who came before us and all that, but Javon Quinley's gonna make a lot of money. Javon Quinley's gonna make a lot of money. That Jelly fam.
Yeah.
Isaiah Washington would have made a lot of money when he was in college because that Jelly fam thing is huge, and they would have made bang.
Yeah.
So it's
What?
crazy.
Yo, they could have been selling shirts right after the game, during the game, making.
Everybody would a substantial amount of money. Like it's crazy because it would change their life because they'd be trying to get to the league, but it wouldn't be the be all end all because they make so much money just playing in college.
Yep.
Like
that's the thing where it's so great that this rule is now here because these universities are making billions off the backs of these athletes.
Yes.
And not even people are trying to have this debate like, oh, this is only going to benefit basketball players. This is benefiting college athletes across the board to be able to make that bank. So you mentioned two great names right there. I didn't mean to cut you off. Give me your final three.
Zion, Zion, you made bread. He's gonna make you would have made some serious money playing at Duke. Marketable. I think Zoe would have made a lot of money. We talked about the Ball brothers, but Zoe would have made a lot of money in college. Who else? I mean, if I'm thinking from a football perspective, college football, Trevor Lawrence is boring. Trevor Lawrence is mad boring.
Why did we get strays? Why did we just get that stray?
No, but it's true.
When did Trevor Lawrence come in?
Yeah, because he's the best quarterback to ever play college football before, according to everybody else. So because of that,
I'll take that.
I think he would have made some bank. It would have been.
You know what would have sponsored him? Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A would have sponsored them. A lot of the Christian organizations, probably been a couple of churches in Clemson, that area, definitely.
I'll take it.
He would have. Outside of even Chick-fil-A, you got to think about this too in the marketing aspect. Not that I'm some expert in it, but when you look at it, especially when it comes to athletes, clean cut, white, blue eye, don't get into trouble. I could think of Hollister, Abercrombie and Finch would have sponsored him. Yeah. He would have had a couple commercials.
He would have been sponsored by the GOP.
This guy.
Hey Chris, if possible, if you could give me 5 names that comes to your mind.
Saquon Barkley would have made bread in college.
What do you know?
Shut up. Shut up, bro. Saquon Barkley would have made bread.
Who y'all quarterback?
He the best running back I ever seen. Saquon Barkley is the best ball.
Yes.
Just wait.
Whatever happened to that?
You're going to go Daniel Jones tangent right now.
Whatever happened to him?
Daniel Jones is like that.
Danny Pennies.
He's doing 30 touchdowns. He's doing 30 touchdowns this year, by the way. I'm just letting you know. 30 touchdowns for Daniel Jones.
We're not going to have that.
I'm cute. Justin, 30 touchdowns. He's rocking with that, right?
He's a Giants fan.
30 touchdowns this year. 30. Just watch.
Chris, the five names that come to mind from you.
I don't know if I could do 5. That's pretty hard. Especially because I got to pick a different 5 than the 10 they just said. So I will say, I don't think anybody went this avenue, but I think Skylar Diggins, I think she would have been crazy. I mean, they would have had her on some beauty stuff because she was really one of the first nicest, pretty basketball players, especially when Drake was co-signing. Everybody was co-signing her. So I think somebody like that,
true.
They would have had a ball with her, Maybelline, all of them. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really name you 5. I was gonna say Jelly Fam. He took Jelly Fam. And yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of players that just went crazy. So yeah.
I think another name that popped up before we transition to the next part of the show. Jesse Jones probably would have made some good money in college. Filet, that would have made some good money in college for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I think
there's a lot of guys that are gonna make a lot of money because all these guys coming to D1 college sports is some child celebrities. Jalen Green would have made a lot of money. I mean, there's a lot of examples of guys who are going to make a lot of money because these guys are already famous going into the NBA. I mean, going into college. So
Bleacher Report and all them, they made all these stars.
Yeah, Slam. Yeah. These kids, these guys come into college sports with fans already.
Absolutely.
Facts. So with that being the case, right? Complete sidebar question. If you're in this position or you think of any other players in this position, sports, whether it's basketball, football, do you think, mainly basketball, because football, you ain't really got that option, but in basketball, are you taking the route of staying and going to college now because you can make money? or are you going to go to the league?
Depends on how much money. You're only as good as your market is. So it depends how much money you can make. Because Mikey Williams is going to make more money than Mikey Williams and Bronny are going to make more money than DJ Wagner is. Their profiles are just bigger. So if DJ Wagner could go to the G League because he doesn't have that same kind of market share, you don't got that same kind of appeal with the kids. It's not the same. He's not that personality. He's not followed. But Mikey Williams, if I'm him, I'm going to college. And I'm going wherever I want to go. Now, I don't care about where I go. I can go wherever. I mean,
Hampton University.
You can go to Hampton.
HBCU's going to get some love now.
Yeah, because they can make this bread.
They're going to get some love.
That's another thing, too. It's going to even out the landscape of college basketball.
Yeah.
College sports, but mainly basketball. Because in college football, you're wearing a helmet. It's just harder. It's just harder to have a personality.
Football in general, because you don't get to see the faces.
Yeah, the helmet.
You gotta wait till they get onto the sideline and say, "Oh, that's Des Bryant." Oh, that you don't get to see it. You don't get to see the personality. You don't get to see them be themselves on that regard. Your opinion, because I know you posted the poll. You going to college or you taking that pro money?
I mean, I think it all depends. If you're like a top guy, then you got to take that pro money. Because the faster you get to the pros, the faster you get to your first max deal and whatnot. So if you're thinking about it like that, but these guys who are maybe not as good, maybe like an Isaiah Washington who might need to be in college for 3 to 4 years, yeah, I'd take the college route.
Oh, he's in the NBA draft too, no?
I mean, yeah.
Is he invited to the combine?
I don't think
He's going undrafted.
Yeah.
Respectful.
I was trying to be nice.
Respectfully.
No, jelly fam and everything, but that boy.
He took a sip of his drink.
That boy gonna have to take a sip.
Yo.
It's cool though. Respect.
Yeah.
He did his thing.
If Miles Powell didn't get drafted, I don't think he's getting drafted.
No,
No, hell no.
come on.
Miles Powell was like that.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like that.
You better show what he got in the G League.
Miles Powell can come on the show.
Hey, Miles Powell, we were bigging up in you from probably
I met
day
Miles
one.
Powell.
Probably from day one. So
I got a lot of mutual friends with Miles Powell.
It's crazy how that goes.
Miles Powell, we've said this so many times on the show, especially how he performed in G League. That man should be leagued. He could be on somebody's team
Easily.
and have that same type of role that Lou Will got. Honestly,
Yeah. That's what you're saying.
honestly, because he's the buckets is second nature. It's light work for him.
So
All
we
right,
gonna-
man. So we're gonna break down. We're gonna break down this last segment to end the show. We're gonna talk about NBA draft. We're gonna break down the top 10 picks. Because if you really think about it, outside of the top 10, it's not often that you get franchise changing players. You sometimes got them gems late round, second round, players that go undrafted, but it's not that often. And this year's draft is really top heavy. It's going to be some nice players that you could pick later on that could be nice additions to your team. But as I just said, not franchise changes. Number 1, Detroit has the first overall pick. Is it safe to say it's a consensus that we all believe Cade Cunningham is getting chosen number 1?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
Now, before we go to number 2, I just want you to break it down, Greg, because you have a different affinity for Cade Cunningham. Can you explain what you mentioned earlier, that Cade Cunningham was, I believe you said, one of the top players that you've seen coming into the draft in a long time?
Yeah, in a while. I like him more than I like Zion. He's the kind of guy that's going to come on your team. He's going to set everybody up. He's going to make everybody on the team better right away. He's going to get everybody the ball in their spots. He's unselfish. But then also he can score any way he wants out the post. And most guys coming into the pros don't have a post game, especially guard. It's not a thing. It really isn't a thing anymore. He has a post game. He can face you up out of the post. He's big enough. He's a big guard. He's like 6'7".
Mm-hmm.
He obviously can get into the lane, create space off the dribble. He's got a great handle. He can finish with either hand. He's got a floater. He's got the hook shot. He's got the rack game. Like, he can finish and he can dunk over you too. Like, he definitely can. He's not explosive in the sense that he's fast. He's explosive in the sense that he can change speeds and he gets to the basket. He can finish over the top of you. He's not an incredible athlete, but he's a good enough athlete for sure. Like, he doesn't lack there. It's not a problem for him. And then he can shoot. And he can shoot the ball with consistency. He's going to hit a ton of free throws. He'll probably always shoot over 80% in his career. That'll never be a problem. He's going to hit shots. And if you watch him play at OSU last year, I was even more impressed. I was even more sold on him by his approach to every game. He wasn't trying to like take over the game of scoring going into every game. He let the other guys get going because he knows he needs them later. Really, I like anybody that play like Bron. And I'm not saying he is Bron, but he has a mentality like Bron when he approaches the game. Like, I'm going to let these other guys get going. When I need them later on, I know they're going to make a shot. But, okay, cool, now I'm going to take over. Like, he just knows how to do that. He's really, really good. So,
but do you think that's going to work at Detroit? Do you think that's going to work?
That may be a problem. But you'll be surprised, though. You'll be surprised, though.
I mean, he's going to make people better, but I think he's going to have to start the offense. I think he's going to have to start off hot. I don't think he can have that mentality.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that at all. I just think that it's crazy how that works. Like, playing basketball, it's no different than when you play at the park. Honestly, I know it's the NBA, but it's not much different. Yeah. You play a pickup game. You want to get guys going. So if I keep giving you the ball and saying, "Yo, you're tough. You're gonna make a shot. You're gonna make a shot." You're gonna make a shot eventually. Like you will. You just have the law of averages is gonna work in our favor. Like confidence matters.
Is that winning basketball?
It could be. It could be.
And Detroit eventually, them making shots might be around game 25, and they're 4-21 at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's fine.
And what happens with
because you don't
obviously I don't think anybody is saying that he's a better player, but what happens with Killian Hayes, who they just got last year?
I mean, that's a cool backcourt.
No, that's all I was gonna say. That Killian Hayes
is a cool backcourt.
I don't even know. Is it over for him there? It's early, but I don't know that lasts because Killian Hayes is not a spot up shooter, so I don't know that.
That's what I think Chris is alluding to. Also, there's not many shooters on that team.
Nobody.
I like Sadiq Bey though. I think he's a very good player. I think he's a nice little player. He can shoot. I like the center. You're gonna get a lot of allows from Cade, the Isaiah Stewart kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have, it's not the most promising nucleus of players ever, but he's gonna make it work. Guys like Cade Cunningham go to your team and make it work. He's gonna be like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like that's a comp I have for him. Like they're very similar in the way that they're gonna approach the game. Shai's a little more aggressive offensively.
Shai has always had help.
Huh?
Shai has always had help.
Fair enough. But I think the approach to the game will be
all I'm saying is Cade got to be a killer. If he go in there, he got to be a killer. He can't be lackadaisical. And honestly, if it came down to it, probably Jalen Green is probably the only killer that I see out like the top 5. But I would still go safe and go Cade.
Number 2, it's a lot of back and forth with who people think should be chosen at Houston. You mentioned Jalen Green. Who do y'all see getting picked? Who do you think is the best fit for the Houston Rockets?
I don't think you don't pick by fit, but I don't know if Miles. I don't think you pick by fit when you're in top 5. You pick for the best player, generational player, so you don't miss there. You pick Jalen Green. I don't care you have Kevin Porter. You pick Jalen Green.
Jalen Green?
I guess I can agree with that. I mean, they are where they are because couldn't make it work with Harden. So now you got to you can't shoot for picking, I need a center here or a power forward here. You kind of just take the best talent and see where it fits.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the best talent is Jalen Green still on the board.
Picking for fit in the top 5 is how you're a loser for a long time.
Yeah.
That's how you're a loser for a long time. You got to pick for the generational pick because one player in basketball can change everything. One player in football can't. One player in baseball really can't. Okay, Mike Trout loses all the time. He just loses a lot. He's a loser. But if he's a loser.
Ain't he from Jersey?
Yeah,
he's from Jersey. He's from South. He's from South Jersey. He's not. He's not from Jersey. He's not from Jersey. He's from South Jersey. Those don't count. No, he's from South Jersey. They don't count. He's not one of us.
It's Jersey. We ain't got too many.
He's not one of us.
We ain't got too many options.
Not right now. But no, you pick for generational fit. You pick in the NBA.
I agree. I think you take Jalen Green. Just off of what I was saying before, the killer mentality. You put 2 killers in the backcourt like Jalen Green and Kevin Porter. I think it's dangerous. I think you give Kevin Porter the keys as the point guard because he can obviously do it. And you just go with Jalen Green and you bank on them too. See how far they can take you.
If you got them as a backcourt, I could see it now. Them definitely being in regards of scoring, they'll definitely be a top 5 scoring backcourt next season.
I can see it. But
easy.
I feel like they got similar personalities too. I feel like they can really get along. Like I feel like off court too. Like you know what I'm saying. Both swaggy people, both out and outside. You know what I'm saying. So you just trust them and let them trust each other. You gonna do a little something.
Number 3, Cleveland. who do they pick for Cleveland? You got Colin Sexton still there. You got Darius Garland. You got Jared Allen. Got some nice couple young pieces there. Who do they pick?
Allen is gone, but he's leaving.
Who? Jared Allen?
Jared Allen, he's leaving.
You're not gonna pay him, you don't think?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
He's gone.
He played great.
I mean, he's about to be. If anything, he might decline. Like he's gone.
Well, he don't get some bread somewhere else. He's a very good player.
Yeah,
Love Jared Allen forever. Brooklyn Net. But that's a whole different conversation. This is not nasty. It's fair.
So who do you think? Who do you think is getting picked number 3?
I would actually take Jalen Suggs here.
Another guard?
Why?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. No, because if Colin Sexton's on the way out, I pair Jalen Suggs with Darius Garland. Now rock out.
Yeah,
I've already got the front court situation figured out. If I'm Cleveland, so you can go Kuminga here or you can go Suggs. I don't think you should go Evan Mobley. I actually don't think it makes a ton of sense to go Evan Mobley here because your front court is figured out. Unless you are very high on the kid, I think you take Jalen Suggs, you pair him with Garland, and you move on from Sexton. Just trade him for whatever you can get, and he's not bad. He's a good player. He got some issues, but he's a good player. But everything with him is up here. It's not a physical thing. But I would go with Jalen Suggs. That's an interesting take. I don't know what y'all think. I'll go Jalen Suggs and see how that works out from there. It's a guard's game.
Yeah, Jalen Suggs, Miles?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
Who's going there? Who's going there then?
I got Kuminga. I think he's the most dynamic player out there besides Jalen Green and Cade. I don't think they have anything at the small forward, anything even close, anything even at shooting.
I agree.
So I think slasher, he can get assists. He's pretty much the best player besides Cade and Jalen Green. So I think it's easy to me.
I said or Kuminga, by the way.
Nah, I heard you, but you still went. So they can play 3-point guards.
No, so they can trade one of them. I said Sexton on the way out.
Jalen Suggs coming off the bench.
You going with Kuminga also? All right, number 4, Toronto. There's been some rumors Pascal might be on his way out in trades. They might not be signing Kyle Lowry back.
Probably not.
It's just going to be Fred VanVleet there and, OG Anunoby. Who does Toronto take with this pick? Now, you already said Jalen Suggs is going to be off the board. You already said Jalen Green is going to be off the board. And Cade is obviously going to be off the board. Who do they pick?
If it's me, I'm going Kuminga here.
Okay.
I go Kuminga here. And Kuminga makes a lot of sense because Siakam may not be there. And honestly, I like Kuminga's pro prospect better than I ever liked Siakam's made a player out of himself. He was never supposed to be this, but he's made a player out of himself. I think Kuminga's gonna be better than him though.
But they got a lot of scrappy wings over there. I think that's like their strongest suit.
So you can go guard. I mean, Suggs is
Suggs
is widely.
I say Suggs, and then we market that boy. We put him next to Drake. You go crazy, and they'll sell some tickets.
Until he leaves in 4 years.
It don't matter. We get the best we can right now, and
that's how you can do it. Your teams like that.
Yeah,
but
Kuminga will leave too. I think Kuminga got way more of an attitude, and than Suggs.
I think the thing too that like Chris just mentioned though, we've seen what Masai Ujiri's mindset has been. Hey, if I got him for 4 years and we get something out of it, we get some wins, we get some ticket sales, that's all that matters to me. And I think Masai, anyhow, unless they re-up and give him a nice contract, he probably going to be gone in 2-3 years anyhow. So this is probably one of his last drafts he got to do anyway. Just throwing that out there. Miles,
a lot of good picks.
Who you think is getting picked for Toronto?
I mean, I like Suggs there. You need to replace Kyle Lowry, and this kid is talented. So pairing him with Fred VanVleet, and you still got OG.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't take Kuminga. I mean, he'd be going on my draft at least anyway. So he wouldn't even be up there. So it would have to be a guard. I'm not taking Evan Mobley, honestly.
Yeah, well, makes sense.
Mobley, who's next? Go KC?
Nope. Next we have Orlando Magic.
Mobley.
Yeah, he would have to go there.
Okay, Mobley because it makes sense. The hot take side of me wants to say Book Knight rises up to 5. I think he's gonna shoot there afterwards. He is really good, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, my bad.
No, you good. Go.
I'm gonna be honest. I like Jalen Johnson right now. I don't know why. I think Jalen Johnson is you kind of get Aaron Gordon back. You kind of get a dynamic player. I think I like him. He has a NBA body. We haven't really seen much because what he did at Duke, but I like him. I think right there is somebody you can really build around a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Book Knight is my sleeper pick.
So I like Jalen. I like Jalen Johnson. I think he's a big body. He's mobile. Like you can do a lot.
I know.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing. I was that move was crazy.
I thought he was looking at me.
I was talking about trading up for a guy like Book Knight, but I just don't see it happening that far back.
But not to the top 5 though.
Well, he's not. I think Book Knight, he's gonna be a top 10 pick. Book Knight's
he'll be a top 10 pick, but 5 is a reach.
I don't know. Yo, he's that. Yo, he's really like that.
So if not Book Knight, right? If not Book Knight, and you're saying that Mobley goes there with the bigs they already got there, they kind of got a slew of bigs.
Mo Bamba probably.
Mo Bamba, Jonathan Isaac still there. Do you think they go big?
You can play him at the 4. You can play even the 3.
You can play Mobley and Isaac together.
Yeah.
But then Bamba becomes the odd man. He becomes the odd man out.
Yeah, but then you're just giving up on your guys. I don't know. This is
the NBA. It's cutthroat. You give up on guys every day.
But it's like I'm not a big believer of that boy. You know what I'm saying?
I think the other thing too that you got Magic. They don't even got a head coach right now. So depending on who is drafted and who the guys become the coach, there's a whole different, a different thing. If it's a coach that's not really into, for example, using bigs, or he's not a believer of Mobley, like let's say Chris, for example, somebody like Chris gets that head coaching job, it's not going to work out. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
So that's another thing.
It's a personnel thing, yeah.
And they got Wendell Carter. It's like you just giving
from Chicago for that.
You got a lot of bigs,
but they got a lot of guards too.
Yeah,
the Magic always.
Jalen Johnson.
The Magic always. It seemed like the last.
And Hampton. Yeah, yo, they're gonna go. Mobley. Mm-hmm. They're gonna go Mobley. It's the most likely pick.
I know. They can do it, and that's cool, but I just don't see how that benefits anybody.
I can't get what the Magic has been trying to do, because they've been for years now stacking up on a lot of positions. Like you just mentioned, Hampton, Cole Anthony, they still got Michael Carter-Williams. Like they be having 4 or 5 positions
they're just playing Russian
at
roulette.
each.
They're just playing Russian
Go
roulette.
Get a small forward.
But they got 2 top 10 picks, so they can still take your Book Knight.
Yeah, but
on the back end.
And then what happens to Hampton? I guess I don't know. It's weird, but I would still take. I told you don't draft for that. You draft.
And they still got Fultz too, which is
crazy. And they still got Fultz, who actually was playing well last year before the injury. So that's
can he shoot yet?
They gonna Isaiah Thomas.
I think he.
They will. Can he shoot yet?
I think he was
playing better.
He was playing better.
I like Fultz, but can he shoot?
I like Fultz, but come on.
I think he shoot better than Ben.
Again, can he shoot yet?
I shoot better than Ben.
Yes.
It's from what we saw, it's improved. It's improved. From what we saw,
he gave you the bait.
Before.
What you say?
Number 6, OKC. Who y'all think getting drafted in OKC?
I know who I want. I'm still an OKC fan by heart. I want Sharif. Let's take somebody I can invest in long term. If he's really 6'4", give me Sharif, man. I'm gonna go safe because I don't think he's dropping as far as people think.
I like Scotty Barnes here.
I don't see it. I don't know why.
No.
What is he doing to change that franchise?
I thought it was a reach.
Scotty Barnes is a reach at 6.
What's he doing to change their franchise?
So guy 6'9" who could
body
already ready for the league.
I got Shy, right? already.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going Book Knight here because at 5 Orlando will take Mobley. I just told y'all. So I think Book Knight goes here. I think Book Knight goes above Scotty. I'm not taking a dude that can only play defense off the rip in the top. You saw that. That's Ntilikina all over again. I'm not saying he's Ntilikina, but it's like some Ntilikina. I'm not with it.
Yo, the Knicks hate me coming no matter what.
No, but that's just the best example I had. It's just happened. The Knicks have made a lot of bad decisions, so it just was an easy example to make.
You're gonna bring up Frederick Weiss next.
No, Book Knight is the guy at 6.
Well, you could be talking about strippers, and it'll come up like, yo, that strip club, it kind of remind me of the Knicks organization.
It's a fact.
All right, we
the
got.
Knicks are horrible.
So he can't come on the show again.
Yeah, how you feel about Trae Young? Can I ask that question right quick?
What?
Yeah, how you feel about Trae Young?
I fuck with him. He's
All right,
tough.
cool. You have to. He literally forced you to fuck with him.
No.
He did. Yes, he
How?
did.
How do you put?
He run New York.
He the king of New
He the
York.
king of New York.
Fuck me.
Nah,
No Takashi. He's the king
He's
of
the
New
king
York.
of New York.
No A Boogie. Trae Young is the king
He
of
run
New
New
York.
York, bro.
He the king of New
He
York.
really came in and bowed, bro. He hit a 3-hit and bowed to you.
Yeah, they should give him a jersey. They should retire his jersey.
They really should.
Number 7, Golden State. Who y'all got?
I
Golden
don't even
State
know if
drafted.
they use this pick.
You think
but
they use it for a trade bait?
They're gonna try. They're gonna try for trade like Damian Lillard or something with that.
Are we gonna talk about it as if they using this pick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they keep it.
Yeah. Hypothetical.
I could
Jalen Johnson could go here.
I could see Moses Moody too.
Moody from Alabama, kid.
Yeah.
He's gonna come off or Arkansas.
He's gonna
Arkansas
come
or
off the
Alabama, Moody.
Arkansas.
You see?
He's gonna come off the bench. It makes no sense. I got yeah boy Evan Mobley. He's good.
Another big though.
For after Wiseman.
What else?
That's ugly. That's
What else
nasty.
we gonna do?
That's nasty.
Who else? Like
Speaking of
Jalen Johnson.
they're just gonna trade.
Jalen Johnson.
I mean, they got 2 top 15 picks, so they could use this.
yeah, they're gonna probably.
Are they keeping Andrew Wiggins? Like
Nah,
Q Grimes, if he jumps up.
I think what they're gonna do with there's more than likely
Maybe.
not to the top.
they literally have their starting five.
Crazy stuff has happened.
7 and they got 7 and 14. They're gonna package this to trade for somebody else that's gonna help them win now.
Yeah.
You just gotta you have to take advantage of what's left with Steph, Clay, and Draymond. You have to take advantage of what's left with that.
Call every team. They're gonna call the Wizards for Brad Beal. They're gonna call.
Of course, they're gonna do that.
They're gonna make ridiculous, outrageous calls. They're gonna.
You got 3-4 years left, probably at best, with that trio right there to try to win another championship.
I think so. 1, 3, 4.
Well, as they should. They should be going for
Those guys are shooters, really. I mean, and it's not like Steph. Well, Steph don't play any defense. Clay does.
Clay coming off of 2 back-to-back injuries.
Clay's averaging 15 points this year. I'm telling you. I don't think it's gonna take some time.
That's my
got
point.
17.
You have 3-4
17
years left with them
Yeah.
to try to win a championship.
Is this the year trying to capitalize on a championship? I don't think
No.
Clay's the same guy. Clay is going to take some time, bro. It's not going to be sweet.
Yeah, but what else you do? You just take a year off with this.
They did that this year.
Nah, you're not.
They over here giving Andrew Wiggins the ball for 30 shots a game. You took a year off, essentially.
30 shots. Now he's Steph Curry.
Trash.
Number 8 pick, Orlando again, is back up. They keeping this, trading this. What's your thoughts on this one?
Who is this?
I think
Orlando,
They keep it.
Again?
yeah.
I think they need all the help they can get. They keep it.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not in a position to make trades.
I didn't use Scotty Barnes. I'm putting Scotty here.
Yeah, if I think Scotty probably go here. I don't love him, but
I love Scotty. He's gonna bring some intensity to their team. They need it.
Wait,
They need it.
this guy's like Davion. So
Davion.
You're gonna take another guard,
Davion?
so they're gonna have 6 guards.
I'm not saying that.
Cole and
I'm just
RJ.
thinking out loud.
I love Cole and RJ. I like that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud.
They had RJ coming off the bench though.
But there were some guys that didn't even. There were some really good players like that didn't even really work out at the draft combo, like Davion and Jared Butler, my guy. I like Jared Butler a lot.
He's going top 20 though, and that's if he gets drafted right now.
Who Jared? You don't think he's gonna get drafted, Jared Butler?
You didn't see he got flagged for the health.
What's wrong with him?
You gotta look it up. I'm not gonna discuss it.
I guess.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
What happened?
Nah, they
No,
red flagged him. They red flagged him
For
as like
what?
a health risk.
For what?
HIV or something?
No, not HIV. Damn.
He took it.
All right, we
took it to
see-
Magic. He took it straight to Magic. It couldn't be nothing else. It couldn't be a heart compulsion. It couldn't be he got problems breathing, a regular heart. He went straight to Magic.
See, it was that. Go back up. Fitness to play panel.
What the heck is that?
Come on,
That's
man.
what they determine if you fit to play.
What's wrong?
To fit to play.
So he's just not fit to play?
Hey, brother.
You know, a lot of teams not going to take that chance and that risk
Yeah.
where
I'm
you're
not saying
not.
that high though, for sure.
No, I'm saying in
No,
general,
yeah.
his stock might drop though because of that. Because teams don't want to, especially not saying he was going to go top 10, but teams are like, all right, we're investing in you basically, and it's like a draft pick wasted if we're talking about in a year or two, year out, like Chris Bosh type situation, LaMarcus Aldridge type situation. Yeah. As you said, it's a cutthroat league. That GM's gonna get fired 2 years from now and be like, "Yo, you wasted a pick. We had a top pick."
Sam Presti's already get fired.
No,
nah. I mean, he could be the next. What's his name? Who's the GM from the Sixers?
Sam Hinkie.
Yeah,
Sam Hinkie. Yep. Number 9, Sacramento.
They need help.
Yeah, they need a lot.
Look at this list, man.
You can have fun and go get Boo Night, or you can play it safe and go get Mitchell.
Davion?
Yeah, I like Davion Mitchell a lot.
Yeah, defensively, that backcourt would be.
Yeah,
him and De'Aaron Fox.
Their defense is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually
what the worst defense, right?
Yeah, actually, like in history, it was ranked as like the top 5 defensive team in history.
Yeah, you figure something out. You go get Davion Mitchell. Like that's what I say. If you want to go have fun, you can go get Boo Night. But Davion Mitchell, to me, we just gonna play some defense.
Well, it's just not looking that appealing at this point. It's just not looking at appealing. I don't know what to really do for these guys.
I mean, I see Davion Mitchell like a Marcus Smart, and that's
he's gonna be better than Marcus Smart. He can shoot better than Marcus Smart.
Nah, Marcus Smart coming out of college was a dog.
But then what happened?
It don't matter. You can't. If we talking about coming out of college, comparing them to, nah, he ain't no Marcus Smart.
Last one before we close out the show. 10, New Orleans Pelicans. What do they do to get Zion some help?
Sharif.
What? He's drafting over Zoe?
Well, Zoe gone. He's not staying.
Ooh.
He's not staying in New Orleans. I don't even think he wants to be there.
We know he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, he says what it is. You know,
his dad's his compass. His dad said he want to get out of there. He want to get out of
there.
Yeah. My main thing with picking Sharif at OKC was just the fact of if we can't get him at 16. So if he's thinking like number 10 of Sharif, yeah, I'm taking him at 6. But number 10, I'll probably go. Ain't too many dynamic players no more. Boo Night, I'm gonna go Boo Night.
Boo Night's still on the board at this point. My God, you gotta steal.
I mean, it's just like we can get somebody at the 2. We got Brandon Knight at the 3. We go if you want to keep Lonzo, you can keep Lonzo. Like I don't know, it's the best one if you want to just play some offense and go outscore people.
There's gonna be guys there.
Flagrant foul?
Yeah, New Orleans was hoping, when the draft lottery came out, they would get a higher pick than this because, as we stated before we even started with this list, once you get out of that top 5, top 6, it's kind of tough where you're going to get anybody that's going to actually help change your franchise. But y'all know the vibes. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Another episode. Y'all really going to enjoy this one. Make sure you subscribe, share it. Make sure you repost it. Rate us, give us 5 stars. Bench Mob, we out. Peace.
Peace.